Hello, my friends. I'm glad to be here one more time, my friends from YouTube and also from Energy Radio. It's a pleasure to be here to share a message that can uplift you, that can empower you, that can help you overcome whatever situation you find yourself at this very moment. And I want to talk about how can you heal your soul, because many of those who are looking for physical healing, and sometimes they find the physical healing, but after they get the physical healing they fall again, and they keep falling, and not to realize that the biggest problem is that the soul needs healing. And when the soul needs healing, you could go back and forth, you could go to many places and trying to find physical healing for your body, but it would just be a momentary healing, because the most important healing is the healing of the soul. Once the healing take place in the soul, it will just be a matter of time that the physical healing will flow, will manifest in the body of the person. We have many examples of people who they receive the healing in their soul, and after receiving the healing in their soul, the physical healing took place in the body. Sometimes we look into to solve the problem that is so superficial, and we don't get to go to the root of the problem, the root of the situation, and we keep trying to deal with the superficial problem, and you keep going and going and going, not knowing that the problem is not what you see in the surface. The problem is what you don't see, and most of the time the problem is in the soul of the person. I want to share something very important so you can relate from an important book right here that is in the book of John chapter 1, First John chapter 1, verse 10. And it says clearly, it says, if we claim that we are free of sin, we are fooling ourselves. A claim like that is an error nonsense. On the other hand, if we admit our sin, simple, come clean about it, he won't let us down. He will be true to himself. He will forgive our sin and purge us from wrongdoing. If we claim that we have not done wrong or sin, we are out and out contradict God, to contradict God, make him a liar, and a claim like that only show off our ignorance of God. What this mean? That the only way the healing can take place in every areas is when we acknowledge that he is who he say he is, and we acknowledge that we are not who we say we are. We have example of 10 men who was suffering with a skin disorder called leprosy, and they asked a miracle from Jesus, and Jesus healed them. As they went on their way, they realized that they were healing their body, and only one man came back. And Jesus said to this man, he asked, I healed 10. Where are the other 9? Why only one came back? He said to the man, go your way, your faith has made you well. The acknowledgement of this man, acknowledging that Jesus was the one that healed him, not only that heal his body, but also heal his soul. When we acknowledge that only him can heal, only he can deliver, and we acknowledge that we are wrong, that's when true healing take place inside of each one of us. You see, it is written that if we acknowledge who he is good, great, and faithful to cleanse us. But if we don't acknowledge who he is and we claim that we are good, we make him a liar, and we put ourselves in the position of God. Just by not acknowledging who he is, we are placing ourselves in the position of God. And if we are placing ourselves in the position of God, we make God a liar. And if we make God a liar, we make ourselves God. And not acknowledging who he is, not acknowledging our mistakes, our wrong, would only postpone our spiritual healing. Everyone who were happy, who were favored, who were fulfilled, everyone who were in power, is because first they acknowledged that they were wrong. They did not make an excuse, but first they acknowledged that they were going in the wrong direction. And when they acknowledged that they were going in the wrong direction, then they acknowledged that there was only one that was going in the right direction, and that only following the only one that is going in the right direction, we can be healed, we can be delivered, we can be uplifted, we can be strengthened, only by acknowledging that he's right. You know, throughout my life of counseling, praying for people, encouraging, I've noticed that those who acknowledge they are wrong, that those who acknowledge that they were going in the wrong direction, were those who were truly healed. And those who resist and those who justify, I did this because of that, I am here because of that, they never got truly healed. Even though that they got a physical relief, but inside of them, they will never heal. They were never truly happy. They were never truly fulfilled. They were never truly strengthened. Because by acknowledging that they were always right, they are putting the Creator in a position that the Creator is wrong, the Creator is a liar, and they were right. So this caused a spiritual confusion, a spiritual decay that did not allow those who did not acknowledge who they were or who he is to be completely healed, completely well, completely uplifted. Only the spiritual healing took place when they acknowledge their condition, when they acknowledge their situation. That's when true healing, as long as they were trying to hide, justify, or say, I did this because of this, their healing was postponed. But when they realized and they made God the creator the truth, and they make themselves the liars, they became well. They became healed. They became restored. And their physical healing follow the healing of the soul. A person can only be truly restored and healed is when their soul is healed. If the soul is not healed, because they keep postponing, acknowledging that they are the liars and that he is the truth, as long as they keep postponing and refusing to acknowledge that he is the truth and that they are lying, healing will not take place, because healing comes from within inside. Relief comes from the outside. You could take many things, or you could do certain things to feel better. You see, there are many things that you could do to take your mind away from troubles, to take your mind away from pain, to take your mind away from reality. There's so many things that you could do, but that can only give you a relief. But the only thing that can give anybody or any human being true healing is when the soul is healed. And my soul got healed is when I acknowledge and I say, I am wrong. I am evil. I have done what I want to do. And I despise good. I am wrong. And he is right. That's why he says here, I'm going to repeat it one more time. In 1 John 1:10, it says, God says that all people have done wrong things. So if we say that we have not done anything wrong, if we say that we have not done, I've seen people throughout my whole life always saying, I did this because of this. I did this because of this. I did it because they did that to me. And many did not receive healing because they kept postponing by saying, I am right. God is a liar. And right, God is, because even though we don't say with our mouth, God is a liar, but by we don't acknowledging that he's right and that we are wrong, we are making him a liar. So he say, if we say that we have not done anything wrong, any wrong things, we are saying that God tells lie. If I say that everything that I have wrong and got me to be where I am was a good choice, or that I did it because I needed to do, or but I keep making excuses. I am saying that God tells lie and that I am right. And he said it shows that we have not accepted his message at all. But me always keep making excuses. He have shown what he said. He says here, it shows that we have not accepted his message, because his message is about saying you are right and I am wrong. Make me be right. I want to be right, because until now I have been wrong. And when we acknowledge that he's right, that's when true healing takes place. That's when true peace begin to come out from within me. He says, if we say that we have done nothing wrong, we saying that God tell lies. God is telling a lie. So he is the liar. He is the evil one. And I am the good one. I am the good one. I am the one who was mistreated, who was treated bad, who was deceived. I do not deserve anything. He is a liar, and I'm good. And as long as we don't acknowledge our position, our situation, and our wrong, we're going to be postponing our healing. And you can get a relief momentarily, but true healing take place when we acknowledge that he does not tell lie, that I am the one who's wrong. When we do this, healing will begin to come out from within. And this healing that will come out from within will begin to touch everyone around us. Because he's the only one that can make us right when we acknowledge that we are wrong. But when we acknowledge that we are right and that he's wrong, we insist to remain in our mess, in our guilt and condemnation, in our pettiness or self of being the victim, walking about this life as a victim, doing everything as a victim, not taking responsibility for our own actions, not thinking about where we are today is what we saw yesterday. And if we want to begin to see good days, if we want to see healing, true, not a relief, not a relief. You remember the story about this king who was tormented day and night by evil energies. And he was only happy when they would play the harmony, when they will play a song, when they will play the instrument, he will be happy. But as long when the instrument will stop, the torment, this happening to too many people. As long as the music is going, they are jumping, they are happy. When the music is gone, the strength, the happiness, the joy is gone. What was happening to the skin is that the skin did not have inner peace, inner healing. He was dependent on outside sources so he can be happy. That's why every time he could not sleep tormented, he will call a young man and say, play the song, play the instrument, because because he didn't have nothing inside. And you know how many people have lived a whole life like that? Only happy when the song and entertainment, when the song finish, the fear come. When the midnight hour come, when the song is not playing, when the show is not on, the torment come. You don't have to be this way. We can just come and acknowledge that he's always right. And in order for me to be right, I need to claim to the one who's right because I'm wrong. I'm going to keep repeating for those who just tune in, and for those who are listening right now to YouTube, is going to you listening to Facebook or to Energy Radio. True healing comes from within. This being deceived of looking for healing. When healing comes, when we acknowledge who we are. And it says here, when we acknowledge that he's right and I cannot be right and wrong, and that I can only be right when he make me to be right, when I acknowledge that I'm wrong. You know, I want to share something else right here from the book of Luke 17, 16, 19. You could go your whole life trying to find happiness. True happiness and healing come when we acknowledge, when we are mature. A person who does not take responsibility for their act is not a mature person. A person who keep postponing and keep saying, oh, I did this because of that. That's it. I'm wrong. Why is so hard to say he's right and I'm wrong? And he's the only one that can make me right. You know, Luke 17, verse 16 to 19 says like this. As they went, and while on the way became clean, one of them, when he realized he was healed, turned around and came back shouting with gratitude. 10 men that were healed from leprosy physically, but not inwardly. Only one was healed inwardly. And this one, the 10 of them received instant healing in the outside layers of their body. But only one received the healing beyond the layers of their skin, receive healing in the inner person, soul inside. You know why? Because he acknowledged that he was wrong and that Jesus was right. He said when he realized that he was healed, turned around and came back shouting with gratitude, glorifying God. He kneeled at Jesus' feet, so grateful. He couldn't thank him enough. And he was a Samaritan. Jesus said, we're not 10 healed. Where are the other 9? Where are the other 9? Can none be found to come back and give glory and accept this outsider? Acknowledge this outsider? Accept this outsider? Only one came back to acknowledge God. Then he said to him, get up, go your way. Your faith has healed you and saved you. The acknowledging that you was wrong and I was right has healed you and saved you. Have healed your soul in such a way that this will be forever. The rest, they got a temporary release in the outside layers of their skin. But your healing went beyond the outside layers of the skin. It went deep inside your soul. Because you acknowledge who I am. You acknowledge that you was a liar and that I am right. And I want to share something else so we can finish with this. And if you want to title this message, is how to be healed on your soul. The message that can heal your soul. And as the message talk about these 2 men that were on the cross, one of the criminals said to him, one of the criminal hanging there begin to shout and insult Jesus. Aren't you the Messiah? Then save yourself and save us too. But the other criminal stopped him and said, you should fear God. All of us will die soon. All of us will die soon. You and I are guilty. And I'm telling you, you and I are guilty. We deserve to die because we did wrong. Look, this powerful statement of acknowledgement. This man said, you and I, we did evil. We deserve to die. But this man have done nothing wrong. Then Jesus said, remember me. Then he said to Jesus, remember me when you begin ruling as a king. Then Jesus said to him, I promise you, today you will be with me in paradise. He said, I promise you, you are healed. Your soul has been healed. Your soul has been restored. You are happy. You are fulfilled. It's because this man acknowledged who he was. And he said, I deserve. But he's good. True healing takes place when we acknowledge what we have done. and who we are and who he is. As long as we keep telling that he's a liar because I'm good, because I did this because I'm good, because I did this because I'm good, we make him a liar and we make ourselves good. And if we make ourselves good, that means we can heal ourselves. And the reason we cannot heal ourselves is because we are not good. We need someone who is good to make us good. And when we acknowledge that he is true and that we have all fall short, and we need someone who's good because we are not, we're going to be healed, happy, and fulfilled. When we stop blaming our neighbor, when we stop blaming your ex, when we stop blaming the man or the person, the woman who hurt you, and be responsible for you being with a person and deserving, healing cannot take place. When you keep blaming your social status, your level of achievement, when you keep blaming your race, when you keep blaming somebody in top of, but healing will never take place. You know, I always tell my children, take responsibility. I did it, I'm wrong, I'm gonna fix it. That's it. I did it, I'm wrong, I'm gonna fix it. That's it. Because as long as we have no acknowledge, we make him a liar. And we make ourselves God, that we could heal ourselves, that we could do everything for ourselves. And then we come and ask God for mercy. We can come and ask God, but we keep acknowledging that he's lying. Or we keep saying, and we keep saying that we are not lying. You know, true healing took place in the life of everyone when they acknowledge that they were the liars and that his message is true. That's when healing took place. That's when true happiness began to flow. And I'm not here to convince you. I'm not here to make you to follow me. I'm not here to make change your mind. But I'm here to give you the choice that you could be healed today if you acknowledge who he is. You acknowledge who we are, that you could be happy today, that you could be restored today, that the forces, the energy of darkness won't have to keep you longer down because you have acknowledged who he is. Then true healing will flow. True happiness, true strength,